Hey, Michael, good to see you.
Good to see you, Gar. Good to hear from you. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Was it a nerve-wracking Monday at all, or did you just kind of take it as it came?
Yeah. I mean, it always is because you don't know where you're going to end up. I had my place packed. I had all my bags packed just to be ready in case it were to happen. That game was a bit of a grind. I didn't have my usual nap. Didn't really eat much all day. I was a little sick to my stomach, to be honest with you. But happy I'm still here. Really happy I'm still here. And yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, it was a nerve-wracking day.
Do they give you, like, does Yarmo or somebody give you a call and say, hey, you're not going anywhere, or do you just have to wait until after 3 p.m. and you haven't been told anything?
I was sitting in bed, had my phone out. I just kept refreshing Twitter, just waiting to see if what was happening. I know from the past, I had the 1 year I was traded to St. Louis. We had morning skate. We were in Vancouver, so the deadline was at 12. We had morning skate, and the deadline hit at 12, and thought I was safe. And then I got a call about 3 or 4 minutes later telling me I was traded. So you usually wait, have a little, 10, 15 minute buffer after for all those trades to come in, as we saw again the other day. So I was nervous, and as I said, just refreshing Twitter, waiting to see if Michael Zotto showed up anywhere.
You're a wily veteran when it comes to the deadline. Yeah, not a lot of people realize that.
Been through it too many times. Yeah, a lot of experience with it. I don't know if it's good or bad.
Last one is, you mentioned the other day that, if you were to stay here, that you kind of embrace that mentor role for some of these younger guys. I mean, how nice is it to be able to do that, to stay here and help some of these guys become pros?
Yeah. It's fun. We have a fun group in there. As I've said all along, I enjoy coming to the rink every day. I enjoy being around the guys. We have a lot of fun. We keep things light. Obviously we get our work in as well, and we work our tails off too. But with some of the younger guys, I really enjoy that role. I have an older brother, so I don't have younger siblings. So for me, some of the guys, it feels like they are my younger siblings in the way we treat each other. Jack's a really fun one. We give it to each other back and forth all day, every day. So it's like he's a little brother of mine. But I enjoy the mentorship role. I've been on numerous teams, playoff teams, sellers, kind of been through quite a few situations and experiences, and being able to share that with them, I think is vital, especially at this time of year and the situation we are in.
Okay, next we'll go to Aaron Portsline. Go ahead, Aaron.
Thanks, Glenn. Michael, I've always been fascinated how really good players such as yourself, and it seems like there's always a few in the league that end up going from 1 year deal to 1 year deal to 1 year deal. They get into this journeyman sort of orbit, and it's hard to get out of that. How much would it mean for you to get out of that and be able to plant roots and to know where you're going to be as much as a hockey player can know that?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, you hit the nail on the head. It's tough every year. It's really tough, if I'm being honest with you, especially for a guy like myself. As I said at the start of the year, I'm a pretty vocal guy. I like to keep things light, but every year, sometimes twice a year, trying to get to know 23 different players, coaches, management, staff, the city, adjusting that way is not easy. So being able to set some roots down and be somewhere for a few years is what I'm looking for. And that's, as we talked about the other day, the chip on my shoulder, that's what I have every day, trying to prove players, management, different organizations wrong for whatever reason, not signing me or whatever it may be. And it's been unfortunate the last few years being on 1 year deals. I don't think my play has, it's been because of my play, in my opinion. I thought, especially last year, I had a really good year, but being on a team rebuilding and with different young players, there's the politics side of it, and there's situations that are just out of your control. So sure. I try to give my best effort every single day, and whatever happens. You see the smile on my face. I'm really happy to still be here. Enjoying the role, the mentorship role, helping out, the increased minutes as well. It's been fun to play. So I'm trying to help in any way I can. We're not treating this as if we're out. We're trying to compete every single night to try to get ourselves in a playoff spot. And as I spoke to the guys the other day, I said, we, work our tails off every single day, and we live with whatever happens.
And you've had the experience of being a Columbus Blue Jacket for a season, sure, but not the full experience of living in Columbus. And I wonder how much it would mean to you to be able to come back and actually have a full experience as to what it's like to live here, to fully live here, to fully play here, all of those things.
Yeah, I'd be excited for that. Really excited. You hear the guys always talk about the fans, and even with whatever we're at 25% capacity, you feel the passion in the crowd, and being on opposing teams and coming in for games. That's something I'd really look forward to is having a full building and getting to enjoy the passion and the fans cheering for us. That's something that is very consistent, a consistent message you hear from players, past players, present players. And as far as the city, it'd be nice to get to some restaurants and enjoy what Columbus has to offer.
Thanks.
Okay, next we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Glenn. Michael, did your play the other night reflect a little more relaxed feeling about, okay, I'm not moving, I'm going to be here, I'm playing with Jonesy? I mean, was that reflected in? You got big minutes and seemed to play pretty well the other night.
Yeah, I think the last two games, getting the opportunity to play with Jonesy, I mentioned before, playing with Seth is, it's a treat. There's really no other way to put it. It's a treat playing with him. He's so good in all zones. He makes the game very easy. We see the game similarly. We talk a lot. We've gotten pretty close off the ice as well. So it's been a real pleasure playing with them, and it just allows you to go out there and play your game. And if you do happen to make a mistake, he's there to help take care of that. As far as the playing a little less, I wouldn't say carefree, but a little bit more loose for sure. I understand where, what's happened. It's unfortunate with Z getting surgery, but as I mentioned the other day, these are minutes that need to be filled, and it's opportunities for other guys to go out there and grab them and make the most of it. And, I've been lucky enough to be put in position with Seth, and I'm trying to make the most of every single practice, every single game. And, maybe bring out that offensive side I had earlier in my career that's been hidden, I guess, a little bit with less minutes.
And finally, we all know it's a business, and we all know that if a trade's going to happen, it's going to happen. But you were pretty vocal about wanting to be here. At any point, did anybody say, that was meaningful in our decision-making process, and we were glad to have a guy who wanted to be a part of the solution?
Yeah, we haven't really discussed it. I haven't really spoken with anyone about it. I was vocal about it, as you said. Talked about it with the guys, and I made that clear again with the guys that I didn't want to be anywhere else and wanted to help out the rest of whatever 12 games, whatever we may have left. But as you said, it is a business, and it doesn't matter what I said, what I didn't say. If a trade's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's out of your control. I'm not fortunate enough to have a no move clause and get to decide where I go or if I go. I've been through it before, and as I mentioned before, I had the happy thumbs going on Twitter. They're refreshing for a couple hours.
Must be from all that DJ work. All right.
The practice. Yeah.
Okay, and finally, we'll go to Mark Scheid. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Glenn. Hey, Michael, just looking back on this season, why do you feel like that it's worked out here? You've been pretty well documented how many teams that you've been to, looking for that consistency. Is there one or two things you can pinpoint to why you found success here in Columbus?
I was given an opportunity to play, and I made the most of it. I showed I can still play in this league. I still have, numerous good years left in me. Last year was unfortunate in Anaheim, where I thought I had a really good season, and it didn't matter how well I played. You were in and out of the lineup just because they had to play young guys. So as I've, talked about numerous times, there's decisions that are out of your control that you just have to live with. I've said it from day one. I'm grateful for the opportunity here just to, get a PTO to come to camp, and, I bet on myself, and that's that chip on my shoulder that, we've talked about a few times now. I was given an opportunity, and I'm trying to continue to make the most of that opportunity. Every single day is a new opportunity to earn more minutes, prove yourself, and I'm trying to do that every single day.